So today we're out here releasing some cubs. We're actually putting them in an artificial den that we made in hopes that they have a good winter and are able to wake up and go out and be bears in the wild. If we didn't do this, these bears would likely die. They don't have great odds of growing up in the wild without a mom. So that's why we end up taking them to a rehabilitator, is so that these bears have a fighting chance out here in the wild. We want to give them every chance possible. And so at the rehabilitators, they teach them how to be bears, and then they're also giving them lots of food to prepare for hibernation, which they're going into today. We do bring the bears back, these orphaned cubs, back to an area close to where we found them, which was near Colorado Springs in Teller County. So a couple different scenarios. We had three basically show up in Colorado Springs, one on the Air Force Academy, and then two that we believe are possibly siblings in downtown Colorado Springs. No mom was ever seen with these cubs, and we monitored them for a while to make sure that if we took these cubs, we weren't actually orphaning them and taking them away from a mom who was still alive. But these cubs, we don't know why, but they were orphaned. Maybe it was mom got hit by a vehicle or a train, or who knows what happens. But they were orphaned. And then another three, sadly, mom went into someone's occupied structure, and that bear clearly had no fear of people. So for everybody's safety, for the public safety, we did euthanize mom, and then we took those cubs to a rehabilitator. And then two of them, we actually had someone shoot the mom of these other two cubs near the Chipeta Park area, Green Mountain Falls, and sadly they were orphaned because of that. Yeah, so it is quite the process. There's lots of planning and preparation on our side, but also at the rehabilitator's facility. They're feeding them and then also stopping feeding them at a certain point so that they will naturally go into a hibernation state. And then there's also lots of hard work, as you saw, as we're moving these bears. They're not light. They weigh anywhere from 110 up to 160 pounds. So just moving those bears while they're asleep, that can be some tough work. So a lot goes into this whole process. So we do always have drug on hand, just in case these bears start waking up. They were asleep for a couple hours coming from the rehabilitator's facility, and so it's not out of the normal that they would wake up in that time frame. So we just want to make sure everyone's safe and administer that drug when needed. We hope that these bears stay out here in the wild. I mean, this is a beautiful area, and we hope they stay out here in the wild and they don't have any contact with humans. I think it's great for the public to see that this is happening for a number of different reasons. One being just knowing, unfortunately, if we're not responsible with our attractants, that being trash, dog food, bird seed, to name a few, what can ultimately lead to some orphaned cubs. That's a scenario we never like to see. Also, just, I mean, there are still some people that will poach animals out there, and we as Colorado Parks and Wildlife will definitely care for those orphaned cubs. And we're out here to manage the wildlife here in Colorado. We have a great volunteer group up here in Colorado Springs and Teller County of our Bear Aware folks, and we couldn't do it without them. There's not many of us officers, not many of us in the staff, and so we do rely heavily on these volunteers to help us out.